this entire session, you will be able to do so. Okay, now once you've downloaded the MT4 platform, right? So, guys, we've already finished module 1 through to 7 already, right? If you haven't done so, okay, you can watch the videos on the YouTube channel as well as get the PDF, right? The ebook module 1 through to 4. I mean, that's basic foundational phase stuff. Immediately after that, this follows, which is our setting up of an MT4 platform and just getting familiarized with the platform itself. Okay, so this should be going a bit faster. I think on your phone or on anybody else's phone, it will certainly work a bit faster. It's just that I'm doing this on the PC, right? Using a piece of software that emulates or just recreates the Android environments that the cell phone, because I just want to switch from this through to the desktop version. Okay, so shortly we're going to be going through to the desktop version. Well, let's just start off with the desktop version. Let's just start off with the desktop because I think that's going to be much easier. Okay, I don't believe I have a demo set up here. Right, I'll just have to set up a demo account very quickly. Okay. Guess that's why I'm always doing sessions with. Okay, let me share this screen. Okay, let's just use this one, guys. We won't be placing any trades today. We're just familiarizing ourselves with the platform. Okay, now let me get myself a very basic MT4 sort of like default setup. Okay. Let me delete all of this stuff here. Right, so once you've downloaded and installed the MT4 on your laptop, right, this is what you're most probably going to come up with. This is how the MT4 is going to look like initially. And what you need to do is then so like customize everything towards how you want to look at the markets. Okay, now I'll show you guys how to do a template that is customized and actually save that template, how to switch from different time frames, how to place an order and all of that stuff. Okay. Now, there are shortcuts to this, right? So I will tell you what the shortcut is before I press it, okay? Just in case you guys aren't familiar with the shortcuts. And the first one is to clear all of these grids, right? So these lines, these checkboxes, it's Control G, okay, right? Just press Control G, that's the basic shortcut. Or you can go to right click, right? Yeah, right click and just go to grid. Okay. Right, so right click and then grid. And then check grid or uncheck grid. It should make it a bit clearer. And Control Y is the period separator, right? The period separator simply tells us the time elapsed just by looking at just at a glance. Okay. For example, if you go to our monthly, right? So these are all our time frames. This period separator is these white dotted lines going down, right? So these vertical lines going down indicate to us on a monthly chart, this is 1 year, represents 12 months. So on this time frame, we're also looking at 1 year entire, which is 52 weeks, and looking also just dotted like 55. And on a daily time frame, period is month, okay, with about 22 days on average. On the time frame, right? So this separator represents, okay, it basically represents 1 week worth of data, right? So this price movement, okay, this is basically 1 full week. So from here to here is 1 week. Let me get my spotlight too. Okay, from there to there is 1 week, and then from there to there is another week. So that's pretty simple to understand. And if you're looking at anything that is 1 hour H1 and below, right, the period separator is 1 day. All right, so it's 1 full day. It's 24 hours, whether you're looking at M30 or you pressed H1. Right now, H1 represents 1 hour worth of price action, and M30 represents 30 minutes worth of price action. Okay, so with this being um, the candle we are currently looking at right now. Okay, let's just zoom into it. Right, so this candlestick that we're currently looking at right now, we are on the USD versus the Canadian dollar M30. This simply means that this candle will close when it reaches 30 minutes, right? So it opened and closed. Well, it hasn't closed yet, right? We'll see it when it closes now. Hopefully it's going to do that while we're still on the session. But basically every single 30 minutes, another candle will form, right? So when the previous candle closes, right? So this candle opened here, it dropped down, hence the white color, and then closed. And then this one opened, pushed up a bit, left that wick or shadow. We did already cover this, and then dropped down a bit, and is now currently here at 137.7. Right. Now, if it closes here, it's going to remain white. If it goes above where it actually opened, then it's going to turn, I can say green. Let's just call it green. Yeah. I'll show you guys how to customize your platform to something a bit more visually appealing, as I know a lot of you guys like to do so. So for me, this is just the basic one you're going to get when you just finish downloading your MT4 platform. Okay. Now you can see the price is actually moving. Now vertical here, we have our price, right? So all of these are prices. You can see 1.3109, and the lowest you can see here is 1.3076. Right, I was terrible with math, guys, so I'm not sure which one is the y-axis or the x-axis, but this is the one going down, and this one is the one going across. Right, so across, currently we're just looking at the time. Right, you see that we have the date as well as time stamps. Okay, 2300, 0100, 0300. Okay, we have timestamps which represents when that candle actually formed. So we can keep tabs on what time it was when a certain candlestick formed or closed, and at which price that candlestick closed. Now, a simple tool which we can use to find out what the exact price is, because as you can see over here, we've got price stamps which have certain intervals in them, right? So we have all the space in between. So to find out what the exact price was at that particular time, we just use a very simple tool which is called Crosshair. Okay, you can find that. I think it should be here, right? I've changed my MT4 platform quite a bit, right? And there is a piece of software that I just basically use to execute all the orders, right? It just makes things much easier because I'm running like multiple accounts. But this tool, Crosshair, right? I think it should be here. Yeah, it should be here. Once you click on it, you should see this, right? It's basically the crosshair that you get. You can see on the right-hand side, the vertical side, right there, we have the price, and down below we have the exact time. Right now, on this broker's time, this is about 800 or 2000, which is like 8 p.m. Okay. So when this candle closes, the time will probably be about 8:30, which means this broker is 1 hour ahead of our time. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of that, but for now, that's not incredibly important. The most important part is just being able to interpret what you see, the price, as well as the time. Now, another cool trick that the Crosshair can accomplish, or you can use it for, is finding out how many pips the market has actually moved. Okay, so just by taking let's use this high of that pin, right? The high of that pin on that candle, right? We left click mouse, right? We hold and then we drag it down, right? Now we'll see three numbers. Okay, the first number on the left hand side, right, far left. Okay, It's just that I can't highlight it without leaving the crosshair, because as soon as I let the left button go, it just disappears. So the left, the number 9, represents the amount of candles, and the one in the middle represents the amount of pips from that high where I started off to this low, right, which is 22.4. Okay. Now the 22, remember guys, the last digit when we're looking at price on most of these brokers, we have the pipette. The pipette is the very last digit, and we don't consider the pipette, so we just ignore the pipette. So the price might look like it's, or the amount of pips might look like it's 224, but it's actually 22 pips. Okay, so we don't mind the 4. Just throw it away. And the last set of digits are the actual price. So the price is 1.3082. Okay, remember again, we throw away the last digit. Okay, the pip is the 4th digit after the decimal place. So the last digit, the last 2, we just discard. Okay, now sometimes you might hear me say 1.30. I just basically mean dot, right? It's just the way I was taught and how I used to talk with the guys that I started off with. So that's how I usually talk. So when I say 1 spot, I just mean dot, or yeah, dot. Okay. All right, so that is the Crosshair, very powerful tool. If you practice using it, it will be able to help you sort of like get a lot of information that you would have struggled to get if you have relied on just obviously your eyes. Now we have the vertical line, right? Vertical line basically does the same job as the crosshair. It's just that when you remove, or when you stop with your right click, if you right click on the crosshair and then you leave the right click button, then what happens is the crosshair goes away. With the vertical line, it stays there and it can highlight probably at time. Let's say I want to enter trades or start trading at 2200. Okay, so I'll place the vertical line at 2200, okay, and then I'll just leave it there. Or I just want to do some back testing or some research, and I just want to look at particular time zones or time periods where the market had some very volatile movement in it, then I'll be able to put that vertical line there, and then it should show up and just stay there. Okay, so I can also copy it just by pressing and holding Control, okay, and then right click on the line, right, and just dragging it left or dragging it right, but just ensure that you double click on it and these 2 dots, one on either side, right, this dot here as well as that dot there, actually pop up. And then when you double click on it again, you see the dots go away, so that means you can't move it. Okay, that's all it means. And then we have the vertical line. The vertical line does the exact same job, but we're just looking at the actual price on the vertical line. Okay. All right, so the vertical line shows us the price. We see the price here is 31.034, right? We discard the 4 because it's the 5th digit after the decimal. And same thing applies. Double click on it. The 2 dots show up on either end. Then we can start moving it. And we double click on it again, and we can't move it. Okay. So it's just fixed. It's stuck there, in a sense. All right, now we have a trend line. Now, a trend line, this is the trend line, right? Draw trend line. You click on the draw trend line tool, right? You can see on my cursor that there is a small trend line, sort of like just below where the cursor is. And if I just randomly drop it, it just draws a line, right? Now, I think when you first start using your tool, you're going to have this checked, and this is what's going to happen. So it's going to be a long line like this, and whatever you try to do, you can't really shorten it. So what you need to do is you just, okay, so let's say you've just placed it and you want to remove it or you want to alter it, you can just double click, right, left click, double click, and then right click on it once, and just trend line properties, boom, and it should pop up at parameters, and just uncheck the ray, right? Just uncheck ray, and you can also change the color as well. You can change the color to blue, right? You can change the width of the trend line itself, and if you have normal width, you can also change the actual style of the trend line. So if you want dotted lines instead of a solid blue line, you can also do that as well, right? Then you just click OK. You can see now we have a solid blue trend line. I mean a dotted blue trend line. Now there are three dots, as you can see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the one on either end help us to move and draw accurately trends, and this one here in the middle actually keeps it parallel. So if, for example, we had another one drawn in over here, another trend line drawn in over here, and we just wanted to keep it parallel to each other, we just grab this side of things and it just moves the entire thing. Okay, but if we grab just one side, it shifts the one side, and this other side is locked in. Okay, you guys can see, hopefully. All right, so those are about the most confusing parts of what we're probably going to be doing tonight. And now we're just going to get into some of the more basic and more straightforward concepts. I'm not sure, sometimes I'm the one who just confuses people, so excuse me, guys. Okay, now on your left-hand side, we have this button over here, right? You have up, green up arrow, and I think there's a red down arrow. This is where all your currencies are. You have your market watch, and you can see the USD CHF, GBP, USD, Euro, Dollar, and you also have your bid and your ask price, right? So from our previous lessons, we are familiar with what the bid and ask price is and the difference between what those two prices are, and that's actually the spread. So if you want to add, let's say we only have one chart on and we wanted to add a few more charts or a few more markets to what we're doing, then just simply right click, okay, and go to chart window. Boom, when you click on chart window, right, there we go, we have our USD CHF chart. All right, now you can see we have those grids again, so we have to press Control, press G, and then press and hold Control again, and then press Y. Boom. Okay, now this button I've been pressing all night long. Okay, this is the zoom button. You can zoom in, right? And you can also zoom out. This helps us to sort of like get an understanding of where we are within the market. Now, one other way to zoom out of a trade, for example, or a market, is just by going on the higher time frames. Okay, just by moving within time frame. As we've already discussed, not in too much depth, okay, how the markets or how these time frames influence each other, because the weekly chart or the weekly candle is made up of 5 daily candles. Okay, and the daily candles is made up, I think, of 7 4-hour candles. Okay, so all of these time frames, and then obviously the 1-hour candle is made up of 2 30-minute candles. Okay, so 2 30-minute candles produce the 1-hour candle. Right, now the candlesticks themselves, right, we've already discussed the patterns and all of that other fancy stuff, but just understanding that when this candle closes, so if we're on the H1, so if we're on the 1 hour, right, and we are looking at one candle, it just basically means it took 1 hour to form. And then when that one closes, it's going to take another hour for that next candle to form. As same thing with the weekly as well as the monthly. Now, we typically don't use the bar charts that much, right? I'd say 0.001% of the time I might use it, but the bar chart is like we discussed in, I think it was module 3, when the bar chart is similar to what the price or the candlestick actually does. It's just that it shows a bit less information. Okay, so that's why we don't particularly use it. Plus, it's not that visually appealing. So I think that's also why a lot of the technical trading work doesn't really acknowledge bar charts as things that we use on a day-to-day basis for technical analysis. Now, we have this close, right? It's simple in that, and let's just isolate one here, right? So looking at this current one, we can see that there's a straight line, right? And then there's a handle on the left-hand side, and then a handle on the right-hand side. Right, the handle on the left is simply where the candle actually opened, and the handle on the right is simply where the candle closed. Okay. All right. Pretty basic to see. So when this one closes on the right, another one will open, push up, and then down, and then close again. Right, and right where that one, other one closed or close to it, the next one will open. Okay. Now, doing analysis is very basic, right? It should be kept very simple. However, sometimes we do need the assistance of oscillators and stuff like that. So let's say we picked one oscillator to add onto our charts to either make it a bit fancy or just to genuinely spice up the way we do our analysis, right? There is the insert, right? Let's just take the long way around. Insert, right? We click here, just next to view, indicators, and we go to custom, right? Now you can go to custom or you can go to oscillators, but for now I just like you guys to have access to the custom one because it makes things much simpler, because that's where all of the other additional indicators will be sent through as well. Now let's say we want to add our custom moving average, right? We will now use the moving average to help us determine the trend. So we click on custom moving averages, and it should give us a few pieces of information that we need to input in order for us to get the type of moving average that we want. Okay. Now if we go to inputs, we'll see 13 and simple. If you guys remember, we spoke a lot about the exponential moving average, and therefore our method is the first thing we're going to change, and we're going to change that to exponential. So from simple to exponential, that's what we're changing. And the period simply means how many candlesticks do we take into account. Okay. So if we say 200, this, and then let's just change color, right? All right, color is red, right? Colors will change here, and then go to inputs again if there's anything we needed to change again, and just click OK, boom. Right, we should see the moving average, right? So the moving average just basically averages out the price for the past 200 candles and gives you an average of it. Okay. All right. Now, if you want to add yet another one, right, the shortcut for that, instead of going to insert and then going to indicators, you can just click here, right, on this F plus. Right, so there's an F and then there's a green sort of like plus just below it, and just go to custom, same thing will pop up, right? So all your indicators are here, and let's say we want to use the RSI, we'll just click on RSI. Okay, I think we did do a bit of that as well, so if you missed any of that, you can watch some of the previous videos. Okay, inputs, we don't normally change anything with the inputs, just the color. So this is dotted blue. If we want it to be green, for example, then we'll just click OK, change the color to green, and boom, our RSI will pop up there. Okay. Now, one of the more say appealing things to most traders is customizing the chart to a different color. And for me, it's not typically necessary, okay? But if you want to do it, you'll be able to just do it once and then just save a template for it, and you don't have to go through the trouble of that repeating. You just click, right click. So once you click right, and or the shortcut, you just press F8 on your PC, press F8, and this property scheme should pop up. Okay, now you only have to green on black or black on white. Okay, I prefer to something like similar colors, something like this. I don't feel any capability or take away anything, but obviously some people believe it is like will go through down as black, right? So we have to on the middle as well as on the side. For example, white is now we of the candlesticks and all. Okay. So we can bar up, bottom, book candle, as well as so that's below that cut right is green and then like book to up, right? So book candle will be like strong green, right? Strong green upper movement and bar up then upper movement. Okay, just green. Yes, like the screen. And if we change that, that's a preview of how it's gonna look. The bear candle, right? The bear candle is white. If we change that to a the market depreciating and bar down time, see the line around this red, boom, you can see okay, or the other as it change entirely changes. Okay, we can see the candle green and candle down. Okay, that's it. Okay. Hopefully you guys are still with me. Okay, I'm still it seems like I'm doing by that. And so on your left hand side, you see sell market, and then on your right hand side, we have buy market. So if you're looking to sell, right? If you're looking to sell the market, this is how much okay, let me not confuse you guys too much, but obviously there's someone on the other side of your trade. Okay, could be the broker, could be the liquidity provider, but that is the price at which they are willing for them to actually buy whatever market you're selling. And the buy market is the price at which they are willing to sell to you. So if you want to buy, you can see that the price when you're buying is a bit higher than the price at which you are selling. Okay. Now we also have our stop loss. Our stop loss is a particular price. So if currently we are looking at this USDCHF, we are looking to buy, for example, so our stop loss is going to be below the price, right? So 99.11, that's the price. And if we say we want $100, we do that, and then our price is 98, that is 0.1. That's the number. So we say obviously we make money when the price goes up when we buy, and 1.0. So we place the order that is okay, you can customize it on your account. Now I don't use that is online with the software script basic. But it's always important to sort of how that individual can. This is a market which I press right now. You can just price and I'm at 81 and my take profit at 1.0115. Boom. Okay, bye. Alright. Show our tables. Boom. Now if the market hits my stop of 100 pips, I will use $. And if I profit of 200 pips is then I'll make 20.17 US. Now you can do that much. Take profit. You see on the far left hand side, I'm going to make and I'm going to make. Now you want to get into that of using how you probably want to make. It's not always that market to that. Okay. Alright, let's just now. I'm using a live account because this is the only account that I actually have here. I don't have a demo account. But so I will close this trade once we're done with the session. So this is not a signal, guys. So please don't ask me what you should do. So tomorrow, guys, let's meet up, I think, around 6:30, right? Because we do have the advanced session at 7 p.m. So at 6:30, I'll show you guys how to use the mobile platform or the mobile version of MT4. And I'll be doing that from my phone, so it shouldn't be an issue. All right, hopefully everyone enjoyed tonight's session. I will be uploading the session later on during the course of the evening for you guys to rewatch, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.